everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So today's video is going to be my February favourites. Now this is actually the second time I filmed this video. I did film it earlier on in the week and it just didn't go to plan. I went to sit down to edit it yesterday and it was like a little bit not great, let's say that. My hair was like all over the place. I just had like flyaways everywhere. I had written Jan faves instead of Feb faves. So I mean, it just, you know, it didn't go too well. So I thought I would sit down again and film this morning for you. So this is a very quick turnaround for me, but I'm sure we'll get there by 6 p.m. So yeah, it's quite short this month actually, but I feel like that's potentially down to February being quite a short month as well. But I hope you enjoy as always. Starting off with beauty, there are only 2 new beauty favourites I want to share with you. I've actually found that a lot of things I loved last month or like in previous months, I'm just loving all over again. So I don't really want these to be like too repetitive. I'd rather show you new things that I'm loving. So yeah, that's why I don't have too much to show you. Starting off with a good one. So this is the Body Shop's Chamomile Sumptuous Cleansing Butter. I'm sure you've all heard of this. It's literally raved about so much. It's inexpensive. It's only £10 and it's literally as good as people say. Like, I mean, there's always, I don't know, I feel like there's always like that niggling doubt. Oh, but will it work for me? Will it be good for my skin? This is incredible. And it's just, it smells really nice. It smells, I don't know, it smells nice and I assume it smells of chamomile. That's what would make the most sense. But it's a really nice, just like calming smell. I would say it just smells really nice basically. Whenever I put this on, I'm like, oh, I love it. It's £10, which is super affordable. It's a great size, which I think makes it really good to use day to day, but also for traveling. I'm going to Copenhagen next weekend and I think this is what I'm gonna pack away with me. It's just such a good travel size and it's also really quite thin, which is great. It means it's just easy to pop into a suitcase or a handbag or something like that. And it's just fab. I love it. It's the only sort of balm cleanser that I can use around my eyes, which impressed me so much. I usually get very irritated around my eyes. They usually go very red and like start stinging a little bit if I put any of this sort of product on my eyes. But this, it just doesn't happen. It's really great, and for only £10, like, it's so good. And secondly, something that I am wearing right now, it is the Nude by Nature lip gloss. It's called a Moisture Infusion Lip Gloss. This is in the shade 08 Violet Pink. It's very similar to my all-time fave MAC lipstick, which I literally wear all the day, every day. It's the one that's on the majority of my Instagram images as well. I'm usually wearing this shade and it's Max Mare. And this is so similar to it. It's just sort of like a cool toned pinky colour and I love it. I initially used this as a bit of a gloss over my Mare because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I think I don't really want that much of a matte lip and I want to sort of add a little bit of gloss and a little bit of shine back into my lips, and this was great for that. But I also started wearing it on its own. Like right now I'm just wearing this. I have nothing underneath, literally just this gloss, and I think it gives off a really nice colour payoff and it's just a pretty colour. I really like it. I think it's great for the evenings. It is obviously a gloss, so it does sort of wear away, like not quickly I would say, but it does, you know, for example with Max Mare I rarely ever need to reapply it, whereas with this I do need to continuously reapply it throughout the day. But I just love it, and I think a gloss, particularly going into springtime, is so nice. And again, fashion pieces are quite limited this month, only 3 to share. So starting off with this jumper, you've seen it before. I think I was wearing this in my last favourites, which were my January favourites, and it just says Rue Lafayette on it. I got it on ASOS, but it's by a brand called Neon Rose. I haven't had too many things from Neon Rose in the past actually. I think their sizing is a bit like all over the place really. Just it comes up a little bit larger. This is a size extra small, but I would say it fits more like a small. I mean, you can tell, I think it does look quite oversized, but I do think that's a desired effect. But I do think generally speaking Neon Rose sizes tend to run a little bit bigger. I really love this. I love the stripes, I love the colours. It's a very lightweight knit as well, and I mean currently it's almost like we're going through, okay, not a heat wave, it's not that intense, but it's warm, it's very sunny, the sun is shining, the weather is beautiful, and I feel like this is just a really nice light layered piece to wear. It's just super thin, it's just a lightweight knit, and I think it's really great, particularly for this time of year. And I love how it looks. I think it always looks a little more put together. I typically wear this more casually, but I always think it looks like I've put in a little bit more effort. Now this is fairly new, but something I've wanted to try for the longest time. I actually tried loads of satin slip skirts. I've tried many from different brands. I tried the Topshop ones when they first came out. I've tried some from New Look, I've tried some from Urban Outfitters, from River Island, like basically majority of the high street stores. I have tried a satin skirt from there, and none of them seem to fit well or fit the way I wanted them to fit. A lot of them, on me anyway, tended to sit at the hips, and I don't really like that. I prefer everything to be quite high-waisted and sit on my waist, but it was hard to find, so I never really ended up keeping one, I guess, until I got this one from Mint Velvet. It's beautiful. I mean, you know I'm instantly going to love it because it is this leopard print detail. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous green colour, which is quite unusual, but I think really pretty. It's great for dressing now. I mean, I've worn this with like a t-shirt and biker jacket, just very much into spring weather. And the reason I think this one fits so well is because it's got like a concealed elastic in there. So rather than just being very sort of structured and very up and down and having like that silhouette structure to it already, it actually sort of is a bit more form-fitting with your own shape. And I think that's why this one fits me so well. It's a size 8, which I would say is a little bit surprising. Usually for anything on my waist, I would go for a size 6. And I think I could have gone for a size 6 in this one. But the 8 fits absolutely fine, and I can tuck in t-shirts or I can tuck in something thicker like a jumper. And I think that's really great, particularly for this time of year. But yeah, I love this. I mean, I've got a blog post sharing it, it's been on my Instagram loads, so it's just such a nice one, and I'm so sure I'll get so much wear out of it. And finally, something that I feel a little bit silly to be sharing with you now, actually, because the weather is just so nice at the moment, but it's a bit of a like wintry coat. This is from Nasty Girl. It's got a tag for a brand called Kazel Paris. I don't really know. Obviously, it's like somewhere, a brand that they like bought from, I guess. But yeah, I got it from Nasty Girl. It's a size small. It's just this off-white sort of fluffy borg-like coat, and I love it. It's so nice. It's so cozy. I mean, it's still very much coat weather, but I don't really want to be wearing like all my dark and like big chunky jackets and coats, so I wanted something that was still warm but that looked a little bit more like I was giving a nod to spring, and I feel like this does exactly that. It's amazing. It's just such a nice one. I'm all here for like cream and white coloured coats, so this one's fab. The only thing I would say about it is that it does actually molt quite a lot, and it doesn't look like the type of coat that would. It's quite a weird one. I've worn it once with black jeans, which was a mistake because I ended up with loads of just like little off-white bits of like, I don't know, just like bits of fluff all over my jeans. Anytime I wear this, I do leave off a bit of like white fluff, which is a little bit annoying, but nothing like crazy. It doesn't bother me that much. It's just something I thought I would mention, which leads me to some miscellaneous bits and bobs that I always like to share. This month, I wanted to share my away suitcase. This is a carry-on suitcase, so the one that you take with you into the plane, and it's just fab. This one is in the colour white. It is like a little bit dirty. It does have a few like scratches and stuff, but they're fairly easy to wipe clean, so it isn't too bad. I've taken this on a couple of trips on the plane. I've taken it for like days, well not days, like hotel stays, overnight stays and things like that, and this always works an absolute treat. It's got a portable charger in there, which is just concealed in here, which is fab because I think it means that like one less thing to put in your bag, if that makes sense, because you've got it like concealed in your suitcase, and then whilst you're on your travels you can obviously remove it and use it, which I think is fab. And yeah, inside it's got 2 compartments. It's got sort of like a closed one. It's got a sort of, I don't know, like a piece that you can use to compress all your clothing as well. It's just a really, really good suitcase, and I've got a lot of use out of it. I got this like halfway through last year, I think, so halfway through 2018, and it's my most used one. It's like always downstairs, so it's always like with my coats. I keep it where my coats are. It's always there for when I need to use it. Great for overnight stays, great for something a little bit longer. I used it when I went to Scotland as my carry-on. I've had a few overnight stays as well. I've popped everything in here, and I will also be using it for my upcoming travels to Copenhagen. So yeah, it's just a really good one. They are like on the pricey side, but I think they're really great. And the final bit of like miscellaneous favourite for this month that I wanted to mention is probably something that I have touched on in the past, but I just wanted to sort of give it a bit more of a mention this time, and it's Goodreads. You've probably heard of it if you are like into reading books. Like loads of people do use it. It was just fairly new to me. It's a discovery of 2019 for me, but I signed up to that in an attempt to read more this year, and it has helped me so much. It's great because you can sort of update your progress as you're reading. You can follow people and see what they're reading. You can sort of get recommendations. I think once you've read and reviewed 20 books, you start getting personalized recommendations from Goodreads as well, which is something that I'm very much looking forward to. I feel like that's the whole reason I actually downloaded and signed up to Goodreads, because I really wanted some recommendations, because I've read some books in the past that like I really haven't liked and others I really love, and I feel like if I sort of get this all into like a hub of loads of amazing books, that it will really help me choose my next read. So yeah, I am really enjoying being a part of that. Actually, I will leave my like profile or my feed or whatever it's called down below if you want to follow me there and see what I'm reading at the moment. But yeah, it's really helped me read more. So I think if you are someone who wants to read more, maybe it's like your resolution for this year or something like that, then definitely like sign up to it. It's definitely helped me. And so those are this month's favourites. I really hope you enjoyed watching. I'm actually really interested in hearing what you think about favourites. I'm currently only uploading once a week on my YouTube channel, and I don't know, to some of you it may seem like enough, to some of you it may seem like too little. I don't really know, but currently it's what's working for me. So I'm just interested in hearing whether you want to see my favourites continue on my channel. I very much enjoy filming them. I didn't used to enjoy them, I just wasn't that big of a fan of them, but I've really come to love them because they really make me think about what I've tried this month, what I've loved and what I haven't really loved, and I think that's a really nice way to sort of end each month, if that makes sense. So I enjoy filming them, but as I'm only sharing one video a week, I don't know if you think maybe these come too frequently, maybe you see them too often. I don't really know, but I would be very interested in hearing what you think. Also, I share little monthly recaps at the end of each month over on my blog, where I just chat a little bit more about like life in general and things like that. So that will be coming on Tuesday, so do check out my blog if you want to see that. And yeah, that is it for this monthly roundup, monthly favourites video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you did, and also subscribe to my channel if you are new. It would mean the world to have you on board, and I will see you all very soon. A big thank you for watching. Bye!